India's residential market has entered consolidation phase after a long run last year. Amid AI-led disruption and geopolitical uncertainties, housing sales for the first 3 months have fallen by 4%, as per Knight Frank report. Moreover, supply-demand gap has widened to 10,028 units, highest ever since Q1 2023. We spoke to Gulam Zia, who's the Senior Executive Director at Knight Frank India, to understand this realty reset. Listen in to the conversation with ET Now's Jude Sanit.
The subject matter we are discussing now is about a slowdown in real estate market, and I would not go with those technical terms like consolidations, etc. A slowdown is a slowdown is a slowdown. And well, as you rightly said in your narrative when you started, it's almost about 5 years of a bumper run. We had a fantastic time for 5 odd years. And obviously, during that course, the markets were overheated. So the signs were emerging, the cracks were emerging, and that was something which started with NCR to start with almost about 2 odd or 3 odd quarters. We have seen a definite slowdown in NCR market. And as we are looking at, even Pune is following, and now even Mumbai is showing some signs of slowdown. But that said, the macro picture is something which is different for different cities. As again you mentioned, southern cities are behaving very differently, while the fall is the sharpest up north, west somewhere in between, but the south is holding grounds. Even in Mumbai, if you focus only on Mumbai island city, when you talk about Mumbai MMR behaves differently because you have a lot of those mid-income to lower income pockets also when you talk about Mumbai metropolitan region. But the island city is again behaving very differently. Last 2 months at least, March and April, the transaction registrations on the IGR have been record-breaking in last 14 odd years. So a lot of different pictures emerging. Within a city also, different pockets are behaving differently. And if you look at a deep dive into these numbers, then even different market segments, like one bit when we're talking about NCR not doing well, in that, the super luxury segment is again going on. There is no stopping the high end of the market, even in Gurgaon. Again, in even Noida, Greater Noida, the luxury housing is again thriving a lot. So the point I'm trying to draw your attention towards is that different markets are behaving differently, different segments are behaving differently. So slowdown it is when you look at the macro perspective, with 4% reduction in number of sales on all these top 8 cities. But as you said, 11% fall in NCR, 11% in Pune, Mumbai 7%. So overall, a lot of these macro numbers hide realities, but the reality nonetheless is slowdown is here to stay.
Absolutely. Gulam, I'm glad you bring up the super luxury segment, because I was going to ask you, we've begun seeing this sharp divergence now. Sub 50 lakh rupee sales down 23%, 50 lakh to 1 crore down 12%, while 1 crore plus homes are growing at 11%. So is the market now becoming structurally skewed towards premium housing? And if yes, is this scenario sustainable at all?
Well, again, this question about sustainability is something which only time will tell, because there will be a limit to the kind of demand that can exist out there for 100 to 200 crore kind of apartment. Even as we speak, the amount of sales, the number of sales we are observing in 100 crore plus kind of a segment is outstanding, unbelievable in Mumbai. Even in Delhi, in Gurgaon, the number of transactions 50, 75 up to 100 crores is outstanding.
Now, moving on, the last leg of campaigning for Kerala